Yo, what's up, people? We were. How you doing, Chad? You can do this for a while. We were listening to my book in TTS. Let's see, 79, huh? And what was the fastest hunter method?
Another discus was thrown ice, shattered cacophonously. I'll use the spicy chicken I ate for breakfast. Porpoise breathed fire like Babin Maman Voodoo. It was a low mana spell. This goes on forever, James said eventually, and it's growing. Closing in on us. We're going to get stuck. Is there no other way? And I don't want to die. My stamina closing in my chest like a block of ice as the fighting stamina can't keep up. We could go through double dire mountain elf lands and risk elven consequences and daggers. Are you feeling lucky, like you would be judged mercy? A dagger to the throat and a slip of the tongue? They went through mountain pass after mountain chain. James didn't feel a thing, but Porpoise could have. Porpoise had naturally good endurance and a big heart. He was the one to complain, had to spell out circumstances, but was the one after that handled the journey afterwards the best. Do you think we'll spot any elves? If the mountain elves find you interesting, they will find you. Like a wolf mangy. Elves are mythical and theoretical. Are they kinds like brothers to each other and questionable intent? I wish to dissimulate. I can tell by the direction you should not dissimulate. It is enough to understand the end, just like you should not sell your services too cheaply. But I sell my services too cheaply. Find your worth and value, and then insist everyone else does. If you don't see something, neither will others. Some hours later, they saw a company of humanoids walking in the direction they were, mirroring step for step like a wolf, walking over low mountain and dry brown grass. They were spotted with their intent, shocking briefly like a wolf. James cut to the chase, closing in hither. Hello, creature, said the elf most interested. Are you intelligent? Genius, interesting, right? If you must ask, and ask away. The aliens appeared like holy, like something you had to adapt to, like a presumptuous culture. New things to resist, speaking about, and fluent social butterflies. The elves were beautifully brown and silver-haired, beautiful feminine men really. They dressed in hunting leather and runed. First robes, prayer robes that looked like magic gear. Could have been straight from a druidic ritual. One with a crazy animal antler. One with actual deer antlers growing from his head, white bone exuberating. Fashionable and sleek, magical items donned with gemmed bracelets. Swords curved and elegant, balanced, expensive. They had bows thick and elegant, daggers, opulent that shot like a ballista, technological and too strong bows for regular men. The bows seemed customized yet fireable for each elf. There was unnecessary carved art and unsymmetric yet telling a linear story shapes. One elf dressed like a mage, but while dead a bow. One was stealthed with hair to his hips, painted in earmuffs
Jag
that
kunde
didn't stretch the full
förutspå
length of
det.
his ear. Like all elves, mountain elves were freakishly strong, 40 kilograms featherweights, and lived thousands of years. Doesn't eat cute animals, herbivores with long intestines. Don't tolerate gluten and wheat well. Makes them angry and unbalanced.
But decides to stand next to me.
Might be racist, which made them hard to tolerate. The tension between the magical races was thus compared to 150-year-old dwarves. Mountain elves were resistant to magic, cold talk, regenerated quickly with their food and elf direct healing, and tolerated easily poison, including alcohol. I'm Oswald, said a brown-haired, straight, haired behind to his knees, elf with a small face, not at the bottom of his knees like he could go further. He was green, silver, and golden, stories of runes going in and you around his body, and a white tree in a circle. He was pointy, yet it was swimming with his face, smooth, like symmetrically pleasant. We're on a quest for seers. I'm not from around here on my unique quest. Oswald Elf. That was just the right thing to say. We have Sears Foggy, and Old too, if you're interested. Do you celebrate good times and drink? I'm in a helpfully party mood, he said, socially eager and without patience. Let's get to know each other. There's nothing quite as allowing, culturally, to tell a story as drinking. What is this ancient race? Keeping of the nature and unbeaten in 1v1 combats, or so I've heard. We're ancient winemakers of contemporary propensity, he pointed out, a bit too insane for the other elves maybe. We have
Is this guy following me?
He doesn't speak for me. You're a stuffy elf. Oswald disobeys.
You're on
orders
YouTube.
like farts in the wind. He is unreliable in the chain of elves and history of our king. We are spotting you like an insult. Do you know you are at the edge of our lands? Porpoise said, thus looks desolate and unflagged barren. It is still ours. Sentinels are paid to keep the edges. I enjoy doing nothing. Doing nothing is a matter of perspective. And you, good night. Are you English? Porpoise said, I'm a knight from Urin Highlands. It's as beautiful as my biceps, as true as flags of different Englishmen. That's fairly long distance away from here, the elf said, honest and bored. The others looked like they were looking for a reason to dismiss him. I can tell you my quest and secrets, James said cleverly. Do we have passage to your lands? He's with me. Barely and considered. Push, they said, you have. Not but half a day's walk led them to a mountain city, but the mountain yard was still in a forest. It seemed owned and dotted with low-ground buildings and practical smitheries, leather and food stands. The lightning was low into the teal and green. The buildings turned more metallic and larger near the mountain entrance. Do you resist magic and arrows and...
I had enough of Pure, I think.
I'm just a scientifically altered human. A gym human. I'm also the smartest of us, slash them, and I'm really good at poetry. Cavalcade, black stampede of inconsiderate horses. Trample my hope for life in between. This doesn't lessen my interest. I have injected scientific testosterone for 10 years and exercising ultra-optimally, like not forgetting a weekend. Now with magic, efficient as the future. Even growth hormone and cutting-edge athletic food tricks. Unbelievable endurance, consistently. Had to eat soy chicken and rice. Those meals not for tasting, but for calories, chugging just health oil bottles and turning on optimal genes with food stuff and repairing telomeres. Into your blood, how much crazy stuff? Thousands of more times than I produce. But I can take it. You see, I was born with perfect genetics, like you wouldn't believe what's in front. I was huge even before. I am a unit to forget unless feasting. I am the test subject free and aligned perfectly. I slay monsters, fearsome and poignant. Do you get these hormones from animals? Synthesized scientifically. I have never skipped like day. This sounds like a price of unbalance, desperately doing too much. Insecurities and impatience. We could teach you how to eat drake root and turn it, and the leaves too, into less testosterone. We know how to do this too, I must confess, but we have never done it. You lose your mind. James guessed accurately. That is the price. It was not easy to get back mentally. They got to some luxurious park benches, white and blue crystal and white steel. There was blue and white building cozy lightning. They had beautiful times to rest and think, consider balance of their life. Oswald was testing James. He messed with this race and unit, but respected them maybe. A game of arm wrestling. Who
Very
wins
well.
drinks, who loses drinks more. Let's do a gauntlet of 5 with these stiffs maybe. Sounds like a game for me. Look, we have some beautiful ladies, thus. Good luck charming one of these. Big-breasted elves in white dresses were giggling, thrice groggy. They looked pristine like a moonlight deer, commanding and with a social but crazy friend.
Yeah, it's the
Their impression of
FPS
what we were
dropped too
hearing,
low for
3
the
different
stream or
ways
something
of
if I
warring
alter
with muscle.
plans. Oh well.
Beautiful pitch black and white
It's
arms
better for me
to
too.
pull. A handshake of biceps, though the elf was sleek and without much visible muscle. Needless the strength was like iron in the sleekness. Maybe finding a buff elf would be a challenge. I wonder how strong they would be. The struggle was even. No hand went anywhere. The grip was galvanized. The elf was as strong as Thor. James kept it cool and could somehow multitask, speaking easily. Doesn't matter how taxing the concentration was. Eventually James could do something else, like he had a second brain. You're strong for having droopy arms. Porpoise said, you can't lose James. His arm is 1/8 of your size. He's not weak, Porpoise. He has good ground strength, ha ha ha. James felt like whatever best man should win. 5 minutes later, at full blast, their elbows were making metal bending noises. Dents in the bench, unmovable object, had met an impossible brute force. I am one of the toughest in the Galantir military. A strength for orders and hurting yourself. I don't know, I always have more in the tank. You're convincing, yet worrying. Christ, you are enduring. You're just getting stronger. Gym protagonist, I give up, said Oswald. You're giving up without a fight. Here's some Herbie Moon Spirit, human. He picked up a convincing jug. It's perfect and refreshing. Thirst quencher. This is going to be terrible, James thought. It was Herbie, like a health drink, mysterious and no sugar. So healthy James coughed like a dying man. Let me bring the real guns. No need to sit like waiting for dwarven monorails. This is Roaring Moon distilled from something like alcohol called Black Gull. It would be like 600% alcohol to you. I have drunk a 2-pack of wine bottles on sale. It was very good, juicy kind of white wine. And then going, oh, whatever, let's go to the gym. I completed the session. Alcohol reduces muscle growth. Go another time that week. Did you know us mountain elves are resistant to poison? He said fair. I was getting there. James took a chug from the vintage. It was as if an atomic bomb had detonated in his head, but then James also noticed.
Saber Kiat, huh?
Chocolately, bourbon and smoke pushing through half functioning. Smoked maple, you're getting on. He dared not push him further for now. Reconciling past damage ignored. Insane James took another chug. The elves thought it was funny anyway. He could not win at being a stranger. The mountain elves are also called the drunk elves, a rich tradition of waiting 100 years for wine and champagne, almost as long as the life of an elf. Some call us stupid or hangover for a fight, and military discipline non-existent. It's not really the truth, is it? Elementary. We're dangerous and secret. I think some architecture shines through cathedrals and burial sites like eternal life. Isn't 100 years like bacterial and groggy? If no contaminants gets in, it's dandy. How do you fare against other elves? We don't really go to war against other elves. All elf kings knows this. Someone won't in the future. There's purple elves that sacrifice their elves and summon dark lords, witches and magic and curses.
Oeh, dit is
There's a
Shinchompa
pint
time.
of golden liquid and foamy brass. This one is called Nose Grogger.
Those the red
This
ones.
tastes like a delicacy, a thickness like Italian bread made for olive oil.
Oh,
You're
I'm
supposed to
sorry.
snort it. It's gourmand stuff. They down the pint like cultural. And there's lethal punishing oregano elderweiss. Oswald took some pleasure in showing his favorite stock. He stepped over a tolerant step.
But this is Kandarin.
It is the same, yet not similar.
Oh, no, I
Because in
remember
line
where
with
they
the
are.
classic, we recreate eagerly. A quest of crafting, but still with the patience you need.
North of Eagle's Peak.
We can wait enough years, yet they are finished orderly, enough to drink we always have. The mountain elves, we have never tried the Egyptian. Chug, asterisk chug. It tasted like metallic poison and strong like nothing he could prepare for. They drank this like a habit. James thought he was getting poisoned. I love spiced alcohol. 10 out of 10 thirst quencher. Elven Time lemonade beer. It fits perfectly, but the lemon was overwhelming at first. This one he would have drunk just for the taste. Sweet lemon is not like lemon. Dancing and drinking commenced with a few more games. Like chocolate C4 chess with exploding pieces. The elf ladies were glad to get a grip in under his leather armor, around his waist and upper body. Interesting stranger. James didn't notice much. You know it's the mind that special asterisk kick, asterisk James said confusingly, not my biceps, but people don't seem to understand that. He flexed his biceps. I'll drink to your biceps. Oswald hit his wooden mug bravely and looked into the distance, not fully getting it.
If I bite it, would I blow my head
You're
off?
an excellent elf with honor and merit. You're playing drunk. I thank you for the compliments through. I'm too smart to get really drunk and sober up with health. My friends can't tell the difference. It's in the voice.
Hamster fatality.
I'm from Ass Creek Gulch.
So here
Elven
is
city, actually,
two of
said,
them.
Contemporary. There's the Ass Creek Golf Course. We measure both
3.
blood and time in baguette
Is that
hours.
enough?
I wanted to become a designer architect. I would pull from home fare, force people to appreciate my past. There's so many artsy designs you can have for buildings. Who wants another square? I'm great at
I have
science,
spicy tomatoes for
James
them.
said excitedly, a bit Scottish. The Scotsman comes when he is deserved, not needed. Wait, I need 5 seconds. Afterwards, James did 500 digits of
I'm
pi,
sorry.
and then 50 backwards. Numbered grouped of 1,000, the brain remembers as easily as one. James remembered some of these custom, so the rest would make sense. Looking at the pattern, you feel he understood the pi pattern now. See, it ends with 5,356, 29, 5,141.3. It's the same as 3.14159,265.35. I learned first from Bill, Nye the Pie Guy. We have a guy called Bill Nye the Pie Guy. Makes great pie, poutine pastry. James imagined a fat man double chin. Drunken genius, another kind. Oswald didn't know what to say now, drank some more. Smoke this pipe weed, clarity leaf, or wisdom stem. It gives you profound insight, brilliance.
I kind of want to
crystal
articulate
clarity.
this trap
But
with
you don't care
something
enough and are inept to
so that
change
it's fast. It
anything in
literally
24
gives me
hours.
like 10% more XP if I do that.
Like an
I need
asshole,
a
like a
knife
talker
and
and
a
not a doer.
log
Like you didn't care about
and
anything. We
the
also have
obviously
C
Runescape.
for black liquor leaf.
Hmm.
This is really as good as it gets, pulling down things in your lungs like oxygen. Elves without manners give us wisdom stem. Not the biggest corporations, limited on stock, distributed to Germans thus, fought over like a plate of cake. It felt like profound ashwagandha or ginseng. Nerves were calmed and surroundings noticed. I feel like I have never been sober. In defeating the weak and bullying the sensitive, we are blind, a cruel world for the sensitive that cannot fight. We live in a primitive world, just like the animals. Why can't we just be sober? I'm drawn toward sins and mistakes as fast as I can solve them. People break their neck and fall in front of my horse. Our thoughts might be more real than the 6 frail senses we have. Pictures for the dreaming blind. You have the power, or your will at least, to give direction. One good turn deserves another. I have been loyal to my people, and in war done, just always what I'm told. I am belligerent, but too much have I heard from duty. I am just a thinking pawn. 1 meter elf, ears bearing on a purple elf with glowing light blue eyes. Complexion like an explorer, and an hourglass figure awoke James. He awoke in a bed in a white, luxurious hut. Still haven't entered the mountain. James thought the ears were really cute. Come, I have a proposition for thee, Seth Salvinettle. Entering a stone hall, detailed and sleek, he saw scribants, scientists, and secretaries. James was hungover like the dead, but being a genius, he was still pretty sharp. He knew he would miss a point, but argue with grit. We have been troubled by a certain lizard thus, devouring our sheep and sheeple, impaling our ibis and ibex. Take on this beast gleaming and give us peace of mind. Slayer, she said echoing, I know your kind wants a place. Am I to die a mercenary to a 3M lizard? A dragon, but in fact we have a smith that can armor your shield against the elements. It guards a path into the mountains we want, the only way, to connect the lands, opening trade and diplomacy like the easiest present, and a red jug looking like a coral that will extend your life to 150. This is your reward. I'll do it.
Hotar man någon nu?
We shall lead you to the mountain of illusion. After the smith, working magic, smithing James went to an elven market, looking at boots and quite a lot of cheese. James liked proper Gruyere, Dutch cheese and garlic cheese like Leroux. More yogurty than cheese anyway. Elven cheese testing did not disappoint. It
This
was almost
movie
a
is further
knockout. Apple whiskey hard cheese was
left.
the winner after a vegan, silky
One of them spawns
coconut
there
cheese.
though, for sure, but they don't have to...
Wine-infused cheese,
can,
but not
yeah.
expensive enough. He did some wine testing to get rid of the hangover. Eventually, he bought a whole jug of half watermelon strawberry, half mountain red wine. There's no hangover if you start drinking again. He came across another cheese stand with yogurty blue cheese for free and 50 to 90% sale on decent and expensive cheese. He intelligently reviewed the foodstuffs, being poetic and fluent, bought a lot. A whole wheel of Appenzeller. Purple elves with double glaive swords led James north, then high like they were connected, an invisible environment. Treacherous paths led into rings of flames thus. Beautiful fishing Beautiful rivers, sparkling sunshine at random, upsetting pixels in rainbow salmon jumping above. The rainbow salmon really remembered all the way up the dirt mountains into different canals. It was really confusing for normal humans, really. Climbing mountain paths is always tough, but then you get used to it. Mountains and stairs is just good exercise, pulling your weight like a tricep stick. It is easy to
Bonk.
wander losing all your fat reserves, like everyone does climbing Mount Everest. Follow this road night of starless cosmos night, Elf pointed. It looks malicious, but it is just a road. I'm feeling great to be honest, here's to not dying, he said excitedly to the elf. After another 15 minutes of dry brown vegetation, steppe-on mountain and rusty high air, devoid of life, he came into a huge cave opening. Green, huge bat-winged dragonflies gathering. A lot of mountain paths gathered here and could fall down. The entrance had a magical carved sign, quad dotted T on it. Wakey wakey, thus James shuffled into the dark. There laid a huge golden gleaming, like brass, dragon half in shadow. It had one red, one black eye, and scarred mouth thrice with a weak, whiter, smaller left arm. It was muscular yet flying, a scaly impression, and not too emotional. A few seconds, too late, the dragon shuffled and looked at the sword shockingly. Fire came roaring. James put his heatsink shield forth like a hero or maybe an ice climber. He was as safe as an annoying mosquito. A spiked tail like a flail came along, swept him off his feet like picked up by Andre the Giant. The dragon enjoyed proving accurate, looking behind itself. James rolled as the tail pierced mountain. The dragon bonked with its head like an anvil. Another tail came, simply and brutally. He was not ready for it despite being focused seemingly. James blocked it, causing fast exhaustion. The dragon shot a huge icicle that lodged him stuck on the wall for a second. The dragon agile spun and took half flight in the air, hitting James upwards with its exteriors. It hit like a bus and knocked him thus. James threw a discus. The impact magic made the dragon neck twist back horribly. James spun a lap to the right after grabbing and elegantly threw again, even stronger. This was effective. Ferociously the dragon, throat filled with blue light, ever deadly. James took no chances and rounded a cave corner. Blue, 12,000-degree fire engulfed, ever thus. The walls filled up like fire water. James would dance confidently, not fearing the furnace. His senses made him reason with himself, until they obeyed again. The dragon pursued and tried to bite with its spear-perfect teeth. It fearfully snapped back as it realized James would go for next swings to seal the deal after dodging. The dragon was spewing ice magic a meter long to block the discus. Once it bounced to the floor, twice it missed. He realized he was going to eat him to win, but he'd rather eat something tasty. Flashily, the dragon snapped many times, but faster than what possibly be expected. James dodged and hit the dragon neck with his sword. Hewing, it got through the layer of scales. The dragon summoned gusts of wind with its wings.
Yay!
Wait, is that cheese? Said the dragon. The dragon voice was raspy and menacing like a wolf learning English or a tree. Yes, it's quite so, the whole lot. It is smelly. The dragon voice was heard in his head from now on more properly. It's not smelly, it's delicious. It is smelly and dirty and cheating, presumptuous. It has to be smelly sometimes. The taste is worth it, didn't you know? You shut off the smell as much as you can. Let me have a taste, human slayer of considerable biting swords and thorned discus. James gave the dragon a big slice of lemon edamame. That is rich, easy like pie, and delicious full edamame. A friend for everyone, a friend for the friendless. This edamame fills me with friendship. Do you mean to say we're becoming friends? James said too quick, like considering insanity, through being himself ready for manners. A strange meeting of fate that only happens so often. James took a piece of walnut feta and gave it to the dragon. This one is nutty, brings out the best of walnut. I love walnut, said the dragon. Once you get used to salty feta and take it for what it is, it's great. It's salty. That's do you mean I slithering, SSSSS have, to take it for what it is? Conversation between two intelligent people can be timeless, and as genius as cartographing of the stars four-dimensional, while being on time. Speak your point or be ignored. Obviously, I meant as getting used to a new country's cuisine.
Det är ingen dum idé att sprida att
I am
kuk
Gluttony,
mig
the last golden dragon.
poäng dem. Gör det.
The dragon had a huge cheese storage, and it all looked
Just alla
delicious.
vet.
Stacks of brie and jello
Alla
textured
smaker.
cheese. Well, you don't want to be the last golden dragon without trying this whiskey apple hard cheese cheddar. This needs some bread, obviously. I stole some bread, mostly Indian today, puri and paratha. Do you have any chocolate to dip the feta in? I dip walnut in chocolate to get it down and slather honey. Isn't that stew bread? James said thickly. I know not the secrets of 1,000 non-breads. No, but it starts with a pidas. Maybe we should eat them, 1,000 different naans. The dragon seemed to have chocolate cake. You could have some surplus of food here. I am nothing like the fat Chinese dragon. James sat muskily down and ate some puri with hard cheese. It works very well. This is a delicious treat sandwich. It's just not traditional. It tastes thin dash, almost too thin. Here's some Roquefort and Limburger dragon.
Oh,
It is so
holy
clean
shit.
here, so I can stack the chocolate, chicken, and cheese. It is a holy
There
plate.
is another Super Smash Bros. Melee
I
tournament
can
this
see you
week. It's
refrigerated
like
with sticking around ice
3
cubes.
weeks in a row,
You
man.
must have stolen this from a wizard or merchant. They were 1 meter.
Oh man, I gotta...
I like tradition. One must be on time as well, have honor and respect. When you say it like that, it makes
Well, it's
sense.
a tournament, so I
can
can
say
watch
4
that at
things
the
that
same
make
time
sense
as I'm
to you.
playing.
What do you
And,
think?
well, you know, it is interesting for me at least. That sounds wrong, but these things are so fucking hype. It's like unbelievable.
Droll. Yeah, I almost call him Titman. Man, Cow trying to go for the kind of Titman situation, but Kasai just kind of getting around it. But he ends up dying anyway, so who cares? He did. Oh, chase that man down.
CEO
He ain't found.
2026.
That's an old man.
H-Boys, Cola, Wizzy, Cody. No
It's
saying
quite the trot that
God
it is
soon.
for all later games, but it's still not very fast. But
Wow.
little angle on that forward air is going to close out that stock. Yeah, Cow trying to go to ledge there, Poseidon sniffing it out and saying, no thank you, slap.
So what if I reduce it to that?
Oh, with a Titman spike coming in. Oh, barely. Just enough juice on the Titman to get him out of there. It's so brutal. I mean, obviously the angle is really bad. All of it brutal. Speaking of bad angles, that forward air is also just in general has a great angle on knockback, but in that particular situation, Ganondorf just went all the way down.
Yeah, I'm having a RAM problem, so my screens are too big. Basically, if it's 4K or 1080, it might be fine. It was fine before. As I upgraded the size of my screen, some things start... Some streams, YouTube's videos start lagging.
Oh yeah, hits the tech, but then eats more damage. This is pretty much current.
This is, I don't know.
Yeah, that'll do it. You do have to work for it because that is a heavy man that can DI towards the corners and then you just down B double jump over and over. A down air of setting up this chain grab.
Avoiding the up tilt, and now you're getting chain grab. How do you feel? I wouldn't feel very good. That's so much damage. I mean, one hit and he's basically dead. Yeah,
I mean, that was
hey,
a zero.
look,
That was a clean 0 to death, straight up.
I don't think I want to watch this actually. I want to watch the
Finish the chain grab
second
at
and third day maybe.
5%, and you just needed just one more straight hit in order to close it out.
Yeah, well, there is saying right now it's just playing another game, you know. You can't win if you're playing Lies of P, you know.
Cow definitely
Yes, I can stream 4K YouTube video. I can definitely play 4K games in like 40 FPS, depends on the game. Witcher 3 is 40 FPS, 4K Ultra Plus. Some games it can be 80, but back when there was a 490, the 4090 had 80 FPS in Witcher 3. Still comparable, right? Still costs 2,000 euros to buy that graphics card. Maybe a little bit less now. I don't know. I got two 43 inches here. But that one is Nope. Sorry, I should have done this. Yeah. Was talking. Yeah, it's been a long day. What do we do now? I don't know. Let's do this.
When you say it like that, it makes sense. I can say 4 things that make sense too. What do you think of the smelly cheese? I like smelly cheese now, said the dragon. The dragon reveled, ate greedily with James, and thought of nothing but food. He was concerned with blazing abundance. Some may call it obsession. I wouldn't want you to go home cheese empty-handed, said the golden creature, gleaming thus. I'll trade you this wheel of delicacy red Leicester for the rest of your Appenzeller. If I get the jug of longevity, I also have a chocolate bar. Fine. Asterisk fart, asterisk the dragon. Fart was on another level, yet acceptable. James went and grabbed the jug. He drank like a legend, clutching a prize cup. It tasted like medicine with sour red berries. He felt lucky, correct, and clear of mind. He felt he would last or have excellent health again prior to his steroids, suicide problems, and maybe poison.
Don't lay a trap first unless they're expiring, yeah.
The dragon seemed to fart out a golden helmet. You've got some perfect spear teeth there.
I need a cling over there.
So I can keep eating venison and cheese. Cheese, venison, and wine keeps me alive and gives me will to live.
I didn't think about anything.
May you live 1,000 years. From up here on the mountain, you could still see the forest and mountain being carved. It was gray and brown. It was
I'm consistent if I click on
James
that
quickly down the
cursive
path
here.
with brilliant thoughts. James
Italics.
was so smart at her to think. Half of the time it hurt, half of the time it felt really good.
You should say
Back
clan
in the main
instead,
mountain hall,
maybe.
he saw stone being carved easily into halls of skill. He spoke with a bored elf
Kinda
secretary of the
ass
same
consciousness
class as
I'm
James
after.
and long pink nails. They were considering stalling him in conservatism.
Nah.
It was easy to get attention to Salve Nettle through when he mentioned the golden dragon. Once again, there was something more important than regimen A question for the chain
They
of
come from
command.
the
Like
forest.
stupid
1 tree
leaders.
over here. They
What are
get
all
stuck
these
feet
warriors
up in my
doing?
box trap.
Blind in holy light, vein of legs running like in a dream. They are in a combat game where you can't die. The pain is real and teaches you lessons. The dragon is intelligent, like an accountant, and just wants to gorge on cheese. Are you cheeseless, adventurer? Said Salve Nettle Inquisitory. A warrior dropped his piece of cheese. I think it will go away and do as you say as long as you give it bread and cheese. It loves venison as well. Did it speak to you? Through my head, mostly. You are one with animals, Slayer, she said impressed. Didn't you fight it through? Make it grant passage for food. It's the last of its kind priestess, please he, said gravely. I don't think I fear this dragon's claws, but you did not get its coral of champions.
1 minute to expire.
I feel clear of mind I made a cheese trade.
It's kind of
James went and bought exactly the same round of cheese.
whatever.
Hail friend! Ouch my head, Oswald said tauntingly. No, I am kidding thus. Did you think we went too lightweight, you mean yesterday? You speak to me of this impermanence / lightweight.
Lightweight.
The infamous lightweight title can be hard to escape. Lightweight at drinking. As soon as you can lift it off the ground,
Yeah, I'm sorry I said we're
turns
gonna
into lightweight. Now onto bodybuilding. James gave Oswald some delicacy, red Leicester. If you weigh 40 kilograms, technically you're lightweight. A big head is easy to shoot off like a talker, said Oswald.
Shep
James
seems
grabbed his hand
smart.
and shook, then lifted him into the sky. Oswald just held the grip and did not change position in the air. Watch out. James saw a huge 3 by 5 meter green toad with large puffy purple shorts. Huge, as in 3 meters high. It had a black Japanese top-knot hairstyle. It seemed harmless besides its wooden magical rocket peck-looking device on its back. The toad charged power.
What, 125 IQ points? I'm really good at this.
Blue flare, it tackled Oswald. Oswald spun, wrestled, and bit the toad to the ground. They wrestled intently for a while. Arg. This is Toad Pierre-Jacques Henry, an equal in these mountain lands. He still thinks he needs to wrestle me for a spot to live and food. His instincts are strong as a toad.
So you can maximum go up there. I don't know, man. Where do I put these?
The toad didn't say anything as a toad. Do you want some cheese, Jock Henry? James said. On comes Porpoise. Gazing or grazing gentleman. We can teach you a pinch damage reversal, said Oswald, and ask the priestess what you're worthy of in our
I should have spread these out this time.
I'm a knight, armor-clad and fortuitous, said Porpoise. All damage done to your shield and spell will be reversed in a 5-inch punch, and if you're really good, more than 100%. We call the spell Crystalline Ignotus. Oswald started flailing his curved elven sword with 2 identical strikes on Porpoise shield many times. Porpoise defended quickly. Say heaviest matter. Heaviest matter. Porpoise punched Oswald within 5 inches. Green light gleamed green magic as Oswald flew on his back 10 meters on his arse and spun thrice. Mercenary James said, what if I strike your shield with my hammer?
But they're too far apart, I lose the XP. Because they're all
wielded his polearm
shaking.
in 2 hands. What if you die? He'll walk it off. James slammed the shield impeccably. The shield gonged and vibrated around the forest, made futuristic furniture noticeable, like a spirit elongating to its surroundings.
Oh,
pretty effective, right? Oswald said, coming back thus. Heaviest matter. Porpoise hit James in the balls. James launched into the air and vaulted 27 times, landed on his knees. He clutched his balls in a fetal position in the grass in silence. If I hit myself, am I weak or strong? Taunted Porpoise. Elves sing magically.
I think I'll be streaming a lot in 4K from now on. If you give me a subscribe, you can watch me stream. Holy shit, you can see it happen. Come back to the channel. It's just a way, shameless plug, right? It's just streamers do. But actually, it is pretty handy because. So I've been paying for these restream things, right? So you can stream to multiple locations at the same time. You can have 2 for free, and that means that I can stop streaming to Kick and go for just YouTube and Twitch, and they both allow to stream in 4K. It's been a problem before that Kick just completely lags. You can't even see the. But yeah, now I'm not paying for it, and how are you doing?
Elves sing magically, captivating, but not because it is serene, because it is so bad it can quicken natural and magical processes. Time dilation was first figured out in physics from these Gallon elves, said Oswald. They are presumptuous, like privilege isolated from the world. James went into the mountain hall for priestess, Salve Nettle. What am I worthy of in your generosity? Unexpectedly, the priestess said, we can teach you how to turn your voice into a weapon. Fine insults, I'm sure. Like foul tongue, a magical Medusa-like tongue lashed into the secretary's book and bit out a hole with teeth suction. Division against flesh, but not steel. Think of it like magic, but it's not magic. Know in a pitch that you had knowledge like this. Garlic breath, which will make your foe drop unconscious, unless they are smellier, greasier. Had or soft, thus observe, which turns your voice into
Or
force.
greasier.
Salve Nettle roared anciently against the secretary, and she flew across the room into a door she opened ass wide. It was like power behind a punch or cannon. Strange, yet fine from without a sensible source. I guess if it was a little stronger, it would be unreasonable. Are you thinking about if magic needs to be reasonable? Thinking asterisk, whatever. Sure you have a way with words. Had or soft will increase with the power of your voice, not with your magic. Your chattiness and ability to speak, convince. Vocabulary helps even like a brain behind a spell. I shall annoy people with grammar. With both hands, Salve Nettle magically analyzed James, closing her eyes. Wow, you have the voice of 1,000, designed to change old into the new, turn more than a few heads. Genius ideas for everyone into the future. You must be an ENTP. You're here to lead after commenting from the sidelines. Don't use it for trickery, personal gain. Here, our secretary is back. Clasping her head, let me magically enchant your throat to use the voice. It took a minute and felt like someone was addling and restoring his voice. Look at the secretary. She spends too much time doing nothing anyway. Use the voice, use your being. Hadowar James bellowed anciently, and like thunder cracked, the secretary was blasted through the entire stone hall and out of sight. Enter chilling with Oswalk at the edge of the forest. Okay, Jams. My name is James.
Osmolic.
Crush the Drake root like this. The leaves too. Add a little bit of magic. Eula Delita's pure testosterone. But you want much more, enough to become scientifically altered, as you said, a monster. Add half giant liver and heart. Not that we have any. I can go with you south if you like. They reside not far thus. This can give you a mix even more powerful than your steroids. I am a master of alchemy and curious. That was just the right thing to say to a bodybuilder. They ventured to Death's Kitchen, where half-giants lived over hill and sharper marks. They weren't so half, really they were 4 meters tall. They used trees as clubs and sheep, goats for cheese, red-ripped were their clothing, beer glasses large. Minds fair and hearts foul, greedy, unlikable, but believed them each to be superior. Entereth half-giant residents. Bob, you're gonna have to tell me why you can't pay. Bill, I don't have the money. He swept the glass. And fuck you. That's not very nice, is it? I wish I had better friends. Oswald crashed through the giant window, and James crushed the door. Flying Oswald cut his stomach. Yararji. James punched impact, impedicin the giant's knee. Glass flying from the window. The giant vaulted over broken, like a rag doll. Oswald ducked a swinging beer glass and cut his liver area. Have a liver donation card, don't you? James whispered fire magic into his fist. Punched the giant's face, laying on his back. The giant was dead. Please don't donate my liver. I need it. The giant looked at his empty beer glass. Wait first, let me finish this beer. James looked at Oswald. Okay, all right. James jumped on the second giant, ELD, Everlasting. A fiery 3-clawed hand melted his chest and took his heart. You instantly die if someone takes or destroys your heart. Oswald mixed the organs with black gull and another alcohol, Bard's Bleat, pestle, and mortared. Then he lit it on fire for 5 seconds, blew it clear, and poured into a large vial. Drink this once a week, and you will have the strength of a monster permanently building. Maybe you will become one. It will also strengthen sinews and bones. Your masterwork is appreciated, Elf. Let's take their stuff, James said eagerly with warnings of ADHD. James found elite, punishing whips, and dragonglass, daggers of Nova, and fridges thus. They didn't even leave the goats and 1 rabbit. Back from Overhill. Rabbits are amazing. Om nom nom. The dandelion stalk was gone in 10 seconds. You could hear racing sounds. Spoken like Elves contemporary, Oswald said in the same cute tone. He had harmonized with the rabbit. The white rabbit breathed cutely through its nose in James' hand and started licking his face. It thumped thrice, meaning to communicate. Upset. I don't eat rabbits or cute animals, said Oswald. Fine argued as anything. Impeccable morals. Chapter 3. Dragon's Nest. One morning, a giant bumblebee, 10 times 10 centimeters, wide, woke James on his face. Arg. It said hello and buzzed on, defying science. Come hither thus, said Oswald, James and porpoise, brain and brawn, muscle and shield. He led them into a more wooden, mystic tavern, dimly lit and damp like night Caribbean. He sat them down at a round whiskey-smelling table amongst a varied, legendary group, looking into each of them with a story. They stood still, but their aura told of successful adventure. He took a grog unnecessarily straight from a wide half, looked through bottle, and proclaimed, I'd like to go on a quest, to include you in a quest. Hello, lad, said a dwarf with an iron-horned, nose-guard helmet overhead. You could see his chain mail under blue dragon leather, protected not to be seen from his enemy. There's a 2-by-2 shaped castle with for entrances called Dragon's Nest in the ever-dark, charred/grilled woods. It's the grandest castle or building you've ever seen. It goes so far west it changes climate. It's deadly as a necromancer on his deathbed. Horrors dark, spiders giant, clockwork of usurpers. Stocks of orcs, obeying their master. Unlucky dragon rooms, abyss and catacombs. The catacombs are one of the biggest structures in Britain. Go on further. You won't complain the map is too small. If you're in the catacombs without Ariana's thread, you will never be found, said the dwarf. Apparitions and foggy memories. You won't know who you are except pain and not comprehending. And thought of the past to remember to keep going.
Are you still there?
Of insanity.
Ahem.
But there's treasure, gleaming unlimited in the center. A 50-meter treasure room guarded by a magical super metal dragon. It is alien like an unexpressive celebrity and power to adapt your mind to. There's magical items and chests random outside the dragon center as well. Rooms moving and shifting. It was built by a mad necromancer in his last counted 10 years. So they say it's literally got no basis, legend from a myth. We're a party of 38 that's heading into all entrances. It will prevent the castle from cheating, they say. You fit right. You're interesting, rich, dependable. They had a polearm knight with 2 large gear that looked like Brad Pitt. Oswald saw him looking at him. He is as ready for this quest as anyone. What about the Seers, James? Porpoise whispered on point. Seers Foggy can wait, just as they are old. I would like to capitalize on this opportunity hither. Promise I'll get it done through. After I visit the Mountain Elf Seer, maybe. Just like I'm trying to learn to play proper guitar. Just turn down the guitar. You must spend 10,000 hours on it. At least it will divide into bass. Does it, gent, said James. He's still new enough to make a band. Don't procrastinate. It's not like that. We shall need perfect defense as well, he said friendly and reached out his hand, trusting him to do his if he would not be a coward. Meet the barbarian Gregor the Roach. He has a temper that turns him into a dual monster. Better not argue too much. He has a spear double-tipped and goes berserk with mead and poisonous bitter mushrooms. He might be the only one that can 1v1 these beasts in the dark and abyss of beholders.
Yeah, you're gonna watch this part, right? Otherwise I'm gonna keep it for later.
Victory. James and Gregor looked at each other mussily and didn't speak. The barbarian was bearing animal skins with heads. He had a red fisher's beard and primitive obsidian sunglasses with a fisher's red beard. Good you got no rabbit on there, said James. Why did he say this? I'm the merciful one where I'm from, known for my patience and guile, he said, spitting like words were afraid. Weak in the knees, sheep tumbling down a hill. They didn't need to speak more. Anyway, do we get a salary from this? We're all hired, gathered by Oswald. You get the glory and status as a dragon's nest raider. Next time we do it with worse gear or locked to air magic. They can be very resistant. It's not a problem until it comes, said Porpoise. Gregor liked James' muscles. He looked like a real barbarian. James thought Gregor would be pliant and agreeable, too logical and reasonable. Thinkers overexpect stupid people to be logical at all. There are recurring fountains and gourmand wells, diminishing results. Use them when you have to. You might be full health for sure when encountering. But I want to spend health on riches. There are many curses and negatives in Dragon's Nest. Generally, a curse ruins everything. There are Uncone amulet looming with poison and burning grip, insanity fettering, and delusions. There is a path from Dragon's Nest into the wilderness, but no one has ever found it. I bet it's in the catacombs. Most of the rooms have been identified, but they are shifting. A rainbow of dragons exists instinctually and giant. There's a way to manipulate the useless items we have turned them into fuel and defense, because they are technically items affected by transform all, smelt all. Synergy between nothing. Relatively untargetable. Curses can be rid of. Do we need a wizard? A wizard is required, said Oswald, despite low strength. We might want to include Yensid James. said Porpoise meekly, like a surprising loon. We have a sponsor almost as rich as a troll. He wants 15% of the share wizard. Did he include teleport crystals? And scrolls of fireball, chain lightning. Do we have any to London? Yes, it's the capital, isn't it? Easy to use are these green smoke and fire one-timers here. Oswald handed James 3 thus. We have also Osgiliath, the female tank warrior. She was almost as tall as James, fat and sturdy. As much fat showed as steel. She had straight black hair, wide lips, and was wide as tall. Lao S, a goblin meerkat. He was cute and had giant ears and large eyes. Dark voice of someone cocky and analyzing, Yantipi thought himself. Said the truth, poorly clothed, the things other thought but didn't dare to say. He would have loved to be smarter and thought everyone liked him. 3 dwarves with 5 eyes. I got my good eye on you, said the Scottish Cyclops. All dwarves are Scottish. Scottish people are immune to vampire bites. I wish that all hamsters would die, said the cleric. And finally, a supremely armored and holy cleric. He was so tanky, he didn't restore his health. Through danger and grit. He had the Bible is copyrighted, in his left hand, gleaming sentinel, and a slit for armored vision. He knows black magic as well, like blood magic. Christianity was the religion of the time, but he was more religious
Jag
than
tänkte inte på
Christian.
någonting, den
He
stämmer
was
inte.
smoldering with his moralizing
Spiritual.
they were unjust. He wanted to share his Christian positive benefits, save them, but mostly he choked on his intolerance. I hope you get an arrow in the knee. You can't say that. When you fall down the stairs and hit the table, I want to be there. I'll be your muscle and brains, said James, shaking most of their hands in reach. The dragon will be golden embarrassed and treasure contemporary taken. There's a dedicated healer role that will give us penalties.
I think I'm done streaming. I take a break from streaming. Probably done streaming for the day.
I can be a tank too, said Clement. The pros started strategizing.
I can IFK grind
Yeah,
while I'm watching a movie
said
or
Oswald,
something.
but you can invest in personal tankiness.
Yeah, 99 fishing.
There's a choice to take 40%
Alright,
less physical damage,
take care of
50%
yourselves.
less ranged, and straight
Have a
up
nice
25%
day.
less damage on top of that.
Have a nice time.
But you do 20% less healing, only for healers chosen before.